you're delusional. People are going to tell you that you're crazy, that you're weird.
And they are deeply afraid of people in mass becoming a disruptors and a disabling force that fights capitalism, that disconnects from capitalism. It's why they're working over hard right now to kill the education system. First, they perverted it. They created an educational system which essentially just teaches you how to follow orders, because that's what that is. You're taught to regurgitate, not to think critically, and critical thinking and a superior quality of education is what's being given out in a private school. They're like slave masters. They don't feel that an education, an accurate knowledge of history, and the ability to think critically, they don't find that useful to the creation of their reality. And so they need you to be submitted to their goals and the creation of their present and the present that they want. That's why we must all avoid bypassing the confrontation. And we must all sit under the burning sun of the tribulation that we are all going to have to go through in order to change both our presence and our future. And we should smile. And so I wanted to encourage everyone to begin to reformat their thinking. You don't have to go to college to expand your mind, but you should be educating yourself through book after book after book after book. Once you rise to the level of being able to see humanity for what it is, to see the trail of toxicity from the past into the present, you can then begin to strategize about how you're going to change that. What's most important is that people begin to understand that they're the solution, that if you can see the problem, that you should attempt to solve the problem. Because most of the time people don't realize is that if you can recognize that the problem is there and you know that you are suffering from it, you should be seeking to change it. And that requires you to be a disruptor. It requires you to be weird and strange. It requires you to be a heretic. And it requires you to be willing to sit in the discomfort of not being like everybody else. But that in the end, being like everybody else is being a servant, a slave, someone who's submitted to someone's dream and someone's vision and the manifestation of their heart's desires is still your own, or instead of your own. So it's time that everybody wakes up.